Hello and welcome back. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I hope that you will find this video pleasing to you and that you will consider subscribing to the channel as well. Today I'm reviewing another dress pattern. This is actually McCall's 7597. This dress gives you 4 different variations. I opted to sew view C on this dress, and I actually came upon this dress because initially I was making an outfit for my son. And so oftentimes you always hear mother-daughter outfits to match. But hey, why can't you have mother-son outfits? And so I tried to take an existing pattern and draft it to what I would like. Once I tried to fit it to my son, I realized that I made the placket, the front placket, so he can slip it over his head, a little too small. So there really wasn't a way to fix it, especially with the details that I added. So I decided just to make it again with the adjustments. And so since I made his garment essentially twice, I sewed our garments out of a 100% cotton Ankara print. And so generally those are sewed in increments of 6 yards. And so since I made his outfit twice, I was a little bit limited on the yardage that was left for me. And so I went back to look through my patterns and I stumbled upon this one, which has a contrasting fabric in view C that I chose. So I opted to contrast it with black, and I think it turned out very well. If you know by now, I try to make the garments as they come, on the illustrations and as they're meant to be made. But oftentimes while I'm constructing the garment, I kind of deviate a little bit away from that. And I make slight adjustments that I think would make the garment look better or suit my taste a little bit better. And so some of the modifications or adjustments that I made to this garment, it gives you the option to add like a gross grain ribbon trim to the sleeves, the bottom of the dress, which was fine. But I had this trim that I purchased some years ago. And I never knew what I would do with it. But I thought it looked really good to add it. So I just stitched it with 2 rows of stitching. I just laid it on top of the existing neck area, but prior to installing the collar stand. And I think it gives just enough to the outfit without going overboard. I think the fabric itself, it speaks volumes. It's very eye-catching, so I didn't want to add too much other things to, distract from it. But I think it was just enough to give it a little bit more pizzazz without being overbearing. Another adjustment that I made, if you look at the pattern envelope, it looked like the front split was a little low. And so I don't really care for my cleavage area to be exposed, a lot. So when I sewed the garment, I raised that split up by 1 inch. And another thing that I did as a modification to give a little bit more interest, on the sleeve, if you can see, I had split the sleeve straight down the middle, and then I added a 1.5 inch strip of the black. And so it just, goes right into the band at the bottom. Just a little slight detail, but I think it turned out pretty good, Just let me know in the comments if you think so as well. But the sewing of the garment was pretty straightforward. There are no closures. The dress just slips right over your head. There is a little bit of gathering right here under the bust and at the top, between the shoulders. It's a little bit of gathering. So there's not a lot of shape. It's a little bit loose. On view C that I sewed, actually what they do is they attach there's a belt that they have, and they attach it right here at the center. That way you can tie it straight to the back. I opted not to do that. When I look at garments like that, it makes me think maternity a little bit. So I have a belt, but it's not attached. And I'm still, playing with the best way to tie it. But that helps to take in some of the excess fabric, especially in the back, just to give you a little bit more shaping. So let's see, what else can I add? Really, easy pattern. I don't really have any negatives about it, except for personally, like I said, with the split, I thought it was a little bit low, so I did raise it by an inch. But again, that's up to your preference if you like to do that as well. So I won't waste any more time. I'll go ahead and take you to Diane, and then that way you can have a closer look of the garment and the details of them as well. This is a full view of the dress. So like on the pattern envelope, I used a contrasting fabric. I just used a solid black. And I opted to add some trim along the front neckline. Hindsight, I wish I would have taken some footage before I added the trim, just so you can get an idea of what it looked like before. I felt like the garment needed just a little something else to it, but I think that was a great addition to add. This is another modification that I did with the garment. I split the sleeve straight down the middle, and I added a 1.5-inch black strip. I think that's a good little detail to add. Just getting you a little closer on the trim. And so I finished the front. I just stitched the trim on. I did 2 rows of stitching. I did one close to the edge, and then I did one like right here. So these are loose. And so I added the trim prior to installing the collar, so it can go, nicely under. But I think this was a good choice to add. And then I did 1/2 inch I left in the front, just because I didn't like the way this looked with the black peeking out if I would have did it straight all the way to the end. So leaving it 0.5 inches, there's a few spots that might peak a little bit, but I think that was a better option with adding that trim to the neckline. So this is the view with a belt that I made for the dress. So on the instructions, it does have you to make a belt, but with the belt, you would actually attach it right here in the center. So going out on both sides and tying directly to the back. You could do that. I just, whenever I think of garments that tie like that, it always makes me think of maternity wear. And so I don't want anybody getting any ideas. So I opted just to make the belt not attached to the dress. And so keep in mind with this dress, there are no darts for shaping. In the front section, you do have to gather. And on the back, at this top section up here, you are gathering a little bit. So if you liked your garments taken in just a little bit more, I would suggest you can either go with the instructions and create the belt and attach it in the front center. That way you tie it in the back, or you can just opt and just create the belt so that you can tie it the way that you prefer. So here's a view of the dress turned inside out. So this can help you to visualize what the dress looked like completed without the trim. So it does look nice with the black contrasting fabric at the neck, the arms, the hem. And then again, I decided to split the sleeve down the middle and added a 1.5-inch strip. Nothing wrong with the dress. I thought it still looked nice, but I thought it needed a little something more. So I added that trim going right down the front. I think it was just enough. The fabric itself draws attention. I don't think too much more needed to be added. Now, if I took that same trim and not only added at the neckline, if I would have added it at the hem, I think that would have been too much. But I think it was just fitting to add it at the neckline. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think I should have just stopped here with this view, with just using the black fabric to speak on its own? Or do you think adding that trim was just enough without doing too much? Let me know your comment. And just a quick glance at the back, so you can see the slight gathering right at the center of the garment. So again, this garment has no darts for shaping, no closures. You just slip it on over your head, and then it gives you the option to secure a belt at the front that you can tie around the back, or I opted not to attach it and just made a longer belt. That way I can tie it to my liking. I hope you enjoyed my review of McCall's 7597. Let me know in the comments. Again, like I say, I try to make the garment straightforward, how they come out the envelope or displayed on the illustrations. But I just can't help myself as I'm constructing the garment. I make changes. I can't help it. Let me know in the comments if you like the changes that I made. Do you like the trim that I added? Do you like the splitting of the sleeve to add the extra contrasting fabric down the center? Do you like those adjustments? Do you think they help to improve the garment, or do you think I should have left it just as is? Let me know. I'm curious to hear. If you are curious on the outfit that I made for my son, it's just a basic top, and I did do a placket, but the placket, the way I constructed it is similar to the way you would do a welt pocket, and so it's just secured with 2 buttons. And then his pants, just a really straightforward pant. They have elastic in the back, a tie in the front, and little pockets. If you'd like to get a more in-depth detail on, how I constructed his outfit, I can put a video together. This is one of many outfits that I would make for him. So I'd be more than happy to do another video. And then I can have an excuse to make another mother-son outfit to coordinate as well. So that's good. So again, thank you for taking the time out to watch my review on this pattern. I hope you enjoyed it. Please be sure to give me a like, comment, subscribe. If you'd like to share my video, I would appreciate that too. I do post a bit on Instagram. If you'd like to follow me over there, I would appreciate that as well. So until next time, take care.